I'm earthing this morning, which is what I usually do, being in nature, especially on a Sunday morning. There's hardly any traffic, and I'm right next to a road, so it's really nice when the traffic is lessened. Um, Yesterday I went to a neighboring town and I did some artistic things. I went to a place within a workshop that was supposed to be on art journaling, and I did a little bit of that. And I also went to this art supply trade where like you bring some art supplies and trade them with other people and maybe donate to the it was like for an artist guild. um and I got some things at that that will be useful for art. And then after those two things I did, I went to see my two of my farmer friends, Grace and Alpi, at their farm. And when I got to the driveway where they live, there was a goat. They're farmers of goats and sheep and rabbits, and sometimes they have other things. But I saw a goat and its head was trapped in a fence and it had horns. It ended up being a female goat, and they sometimes have horns. I guess they always have horns. I don't know, but this one had horns, and its head was trapped the in the fence. There was a hole in the fence, a square hole, and it had these big horns. And I was like, wow, maybe I should stop and help it get its head out of the fence. And I thought that my farmer friends would be okay with the fact that I did it. I hoped that they didn't mind me doing that. And so I went to the goat and I said, "Hello, goat. I'm here to help you. I'm a friend of your people here. I really wanted to talk to the goat like a human so that it would kind of get the vibe from me, like understand that I was an okay person, like so that it would trust me. Like somehow they understand your emotions. So and they might understand some of your words. They're pretty smart like dogs. So I was like talking to the goat and saying that it's going to be okay. I'll help your head through the fence. And so I did. I started to move one of the horns to one side and kind of try to I pushed, and it pushed in the other direction against me. So I was like pushing it and it was pushing in the other direction. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I hope that something doesn't happen where the goat gets hurt or I get hurt from the horns. But what ended up happening was I realized that I'm going to have to turn this goat head that was like upright. I'm going to have to turn it completely on its side so that the horns can get through the long part of the square of the rectangle it was trapped in. And so once I figured out the geometry of it, I was able to get the goat head out. And so I did. I freed a goat yesterday that was trapped in a fence. Farmers do this every single day. Like My friends did it that same day. They went back and had to free it again because the same goat, she got trapped again in the same fence. But it kind of made me think of symbolism, and I've been like sitting here right before my writing group this morning that happens over Zoom, and I've been thinking, what is the symbol of the goat with its head trapped in the fence? What is that? And how am I going to write it into a poem or something? So I think that it has to do with like a struggle, like an inner struggle, like the symbol of a goat with its head trapped in a fence is kind of like a mistake that someone might have taken, or like a tendency that they have to learn how not to do something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my symbol. So maybe I'll be posting a poem later with a goat symbol in it. But um I'm not entirely sure. But it's a good morning, and that's what I'm thinking about. And other than umbrellas, of course, because I've been making all these umbrellas. I made another one yesterday that I didn't post, but it's green and smaller. I just heard a rooster. I live in a town that just has come up with a new ordinance against rooster ownership, and I hope that it doesn't pass because I like hearing that rooster. I really like hearing that rooster. I would hate if they had to take it away. That wouldn't be good. It's so windy. I think that there's a storm out in the ocean, and I'm here in Tennessee, and for several days we've had wind, high winds. But it's not terribly windy right this second, but I do feel wind. You can kind of see the leaves blowing just a little bit. I've been breathing, doing my morning breaths. I hope everybody who happens to watch this far has a very peaceful day. Thank you for watching.